All right, so this here is a 2012 Honda Pilot, and I'm gonna go ahead and take out the taillight housing and show you guys how to do that. It's not the easiest process, and the manual is actually incorrect, so definitely check out these steps if you're looking to do that. All right, so actually the blinker on this side is out. Previously, I did show you guys how to change out the brake light, which is on the middle bulb here, and the bulb at the bottom is the reverse light. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to change out the blinker on the passenger side, but the blinker and the brake light are actually the same exact bulb and the same process. So I'm gonna show you guys how to take out the housing right now. So first you're going to want to pop the tailgate, so go ahead and do that to give you access to the two bolts here. Alright, so once you got the hatch open, there's going to be two bolts here, one at the top, one at the bottom, and that's on the inside of the taillight housing. You can use a Phillips head screwdriver, or in my case I'm going to use an 8mm socket. Make sure that's set to loosen. And you're just going to take these bolts out. There is one. And two. All right, and if you follow the manual, it'll say to take a pry tool, pull it from here and pull it outward. And if you do that, you're actually gonna break your taillight housing because there's actually two pins on the outside of the light, and those are driven straight into the vehicle. So if you pry outward, you're gonna snap those two and possibly the housing as well. So what you wanna do is actually grab a prying tool. A plastic putty knife will do great. You can use a metal one, but you also risk scratching your taillight or the paint itself. All right, so here I am at the outer edge of the taillight, and what I'm gonna do is pry this in between the vehicle and the light itself. I actually like to start down here at the bottom corner. You just have a little bit more access to it, rather than trying to jam it here in the middle where you might scratch your paint up. Again, use plastic if you can so you reduce the risk of scratching any type of paint. So I'm gonna work it in here. As you can see, it's starting to spread and separate a little bit. Work my way in just like that. And if you want, you can actually grab a second one. This one's metal, but I already have a little bit of clearance here in the middle, so I can squeeze this in just like so without scratching anything up. And as you can see, this slides freely, so I can use this to actually pull back. And you can work it little by little. You can hear it pop there. So as you can see here, no damage to the paint itself. You could even just wipe it simply with your finger. No damage to the taillight housing as well. Here you can see the two pins. When I did this last time, I actually put a little bit of grease to make that a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and swap the bulbs out. Like I said, reverse bulb down here. This one is your side marker. This is your tail lights, the top and the bottom. The middle one is for brake, and the top is for your signal. So like I said, my signal is out, so all you do is give this a quarter turn, so pull out, and I could see that the high beam of this is actually separated, which is why the blinker is no longer working. So let's go ahead and swap these out. It does not create a circuit, so it does not light up anymore. So let's go ahead and toss this bulb out. A nice quick clean, put it back into its channel, give it a nice little turn clockwise. So what you're going to want to do is line up these two pins with these two holes here. Now I do recommend that you guys add a little bit of grease to these two pins just to make installation in the future a lot more simple. Housing back here, make sure those two pins are aligned, and all you do is just give it a straight, nice swift push inward. And you'll hear a click on the top and the bottom. Then you can also lean forward and make sure that that gap is straight and nice and even. You don't want Tesla quality here, you want Honda quality, so make sure that's straight and even. And go ahead and take your two bolts, gonna reinsert them in and start threading them in by hand, don't cross thread. And the channels on this taillight are actually ovalized, so you can actually play with the alignment a little bit. Just make sure this is completely aligned top to bottom. This needs to come in a little bit, so I'm gonna push it inward. Top one is good. All right. Go ahead and grab your 8mm socket. Make sure it's on tighten. And just tighten her back up. And these really don't need to be all that tight. I mean, it's an 8mm bolt, so you definitely don't want to over torque these. And pretty much just snug is fine. So that's how you remove and replace the taillight housing on the Honda Pilot. So that's going to sum up this video. Like, comment as usual, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.